evening, everyone, and welcome to a double specialty class, Crafty Thursday. Oh my God. I got on this afternoon. Don't ask me why. I just came into my room and, I've got to do a video. I was looking through some of the questions that people had been sending in to me and asking for me to share with you, and and I sort of thought, I've got to go on it. It's nearly 2 o'clock. Then I realised it's Thursday, even though I did say, have a good weekend, and I'm thinking it was Friday. How do we mess up our week so much? It can happen, believe me. The one thing I'm still looking forward to is for the chronic fatigue to go away completely, because that really does mess with your brain at times. But anyhow, you got a double whammy today. You got 2 lots of specialty classes today. You had one this afternoon and you'll get one this evening as well. We also, when people start joining us, we have our gift giving today. Don't forget, if you come on, to say hello. Hi, Suzanne. How are you? Good to see you on here tonight. Hi, Carolyn Matthews. It's good to see you on here tonight too. Yeah, I was just explaining. I came on this afternoon thinking it was Friday and it wasn't, but that's okay. Just one of those baby brain things at the moment. Or what they call chronic fatigue. Hi, Mary, how are you? I don't know how long it takes before it really goes away. Some days I feel really good, other days I can't remember if I'm right or left. But that's okay, we're still here. And I was looking through the questions that people were sending in, and lots of different ones, especially about our designer series paper. I think people get very overwhelmed with our beautiful designer series paper, and they look at it and they go, I really don't know how to cut into the paper, or I really don't want to cut the paper. How many of you got paper at home? Hi, Heather. How many of you got paper at home, beautiful paper, and you're too scared to cut through it? Come on, be honest. Put yes or no in the comments. Be honest. Do you have beautiful paper at home and you don't want to cut through it? You know, you just keep stacking it up and stacking it up. Can't see any yeses. No. Suzanne, you use all yours? Hi, Heather. Yes. Yeah. Look, 99% of the time when I ask this question, I get more yeses than no, because just by the questions that come into me, how do I use it? I mean, I think people would love to use it, but not sure how to cut it up to get card fronts out of it. And get a little bit confused with the measurements and which way to do it. And that can be a bit daunting. And then you just put the paper back away. I don't know if you've all seen in the new mini catalogue. I haven't got it yet. There is a paper in here that I have had a few questions on already over the last couple of days, and it's the one on page 35, this one here. And people see that and they get, I don't know what to do with that. I'm so scared to use it. And look, that's a fair call, because that paper is, which way am I going? This way. That paper is very daunting. But then some of the papers, like our bird paper, can be daunting too. But the one thing I want to point out with some of this paper as well is that some of the dies go around this. And hi, Margaret. Hi, Kaz. And when the dies go around them, that makes it a little bit easier for you. So that's gorgeous paper. The other one that people get a little bit frightened of is, let me just grab one out. It might be in the other pack of paper. Let me grab it out of this one. It's in this one here. It's big flowers like this. Okay, let's pull this out. So the big flowers like this. It's just all big flowers and they just don't know where to go with it or how to actually do it or what to actually work with. I understand that, I really do. And you know, it's not an easy task when you're cutting up your paper to use on cards because you don't want to waste your paper and you're sometimes trying to cut around an image. So when I look at the paper myself, I look at it and this paper, for instance, I'm going to share how to cut this one up tonight. I've been using this one and one similar to this in this series. So the first thing I do is I'd cut it down. I'm going to bring you down to my workbench so you can see. Okay, and just let me get this, sorry, let me just organise this a little bit because I want to get, if I can, I want to get this into the trimmer so you can sort of see the trimmer. So this one here, I would cut at 15. Okay, so I'd cut this at 15 centimetres. And I'll pull that side apart. And then when you're doing a card front that's on a mat, you've got to stop and think, well, that's not on 15. That's about either 14 or 13.5, depending whether you're going to have a mat or not a mat. Or a layer, okay, so in between the cards. So let me just explain. So this piece here is 13.5 by 9.5, and that's your mat, which is your card stock, okay, and then you've got your designer series paper that goes in there. So I would look at this and I would look at, the first thing I'd look at is where my pictures are and I'd turn it around and I'd bring it to 9.5. 9.5 means I can put a mat. You know, I can go, okay, that's going to have a mat on it. That's going to look awesome. So I can go with that way. So I would cut that at 9.5. Okay, so I've got the birds in there, but if I was to trim it, I'd probably trim more off the top because we have to trim more. Okay, we're going to trim this down to like 13.5. So I would turn it around and I would put the side that's got all the pattern to it, up to the 13.5, and then I would trim that off the top. Okay, because once you've trimmed that off the top, then you can see, where's my mat gone that I had in my hand? In my hot little hand a minute ago. Oh my God, where did I put it? Here. I'll put that one over there for a minute. You would see that this goes into that mat. Really lovely. Okay, so you know you've got one card front straight away out of this beautiful designer series paper. Now looking at it again, I would look at it from this end because this bird's really, really high up in the sky. So I would bring this to 9.5. Now I'm going to go like that and go, okay, I'm going to lose a tail on here, but does that matter that I lose a tail on there? And then I think, not really. So I'm going to pull that through there. Now this one's going to be a bit different. I'm going to line it up at 13.5 and you can sort of see, oh, yep, it's just going to go through there without affecting that bird up the top because you want to keep that feature bird in because he's a really good feature. And then down here you can add something like the little house or something in down the bottom here because it works in really well down the bottom. Okay, and it's sort of the same sort of colouring and you sort of can work out your little patterns, or you can just leave it and put Merry Christmas across the middle or Happy Birthday or whatever, because this paper, even though it's Christmas, it can be so much more than Christmas. Okay, so that gives us 2 cards. And then you're sort of looking at this piece that's left and you're thinking, okay, I can do another narrow one. Or you can turn it around and you can line it up and you can go, okay, this one's 11.5. I could make this a panel card. So you could work it out as a panel to go in a horizontal card. So like this sort of card, you could put this in. And you can sort of see that it's going to be a little bit bigger on, a little bit, let me do it this way so you can see it. You can see that it's not going to quite fit in there. But look at you can have a border. Check out your borders as well. Like, you know, check out your borders around it so that you sort of got the same sort of border all the way around. When you're looking at the same sort of border all the way around, then you can trim this off, and you're probably just going to miss that bird out, but look, that's okay. So let's trim this one off. So we're going to come in, and I think we're going to come in about 8.5. We're going to have a little bit left here. Okay, that's one of our other ones, so we'll leave that there. So you can sort of look at this and you can go, okay, I can just put that in the center of a card and it still looks awesome. You can even put a mat behind that if you want to. So I'm just going to grab a grey one for the moment so that you can see the difference. You can still put a mat behind it, and on the mat you can actually do some embossing. So you could actually use an embossing folder on it or not. You know, you can still put in a stamp for words, so you could have words going in here. You can even put in an image, so you can still put in, say you've got a house, you can still put your house in down the bottom there. Okay, so, you know, there's lots you can do with it. So out of that one side, we still got 3 cards. That was from before, I think. We got 1, 2, 3 cards. And then you've got this other side. So once again, you can work out whether you want to do, you might just want to do 3 that way. Now this also makes a really great scrapbooking page, you know, like, because it's got both on each end. You can do a rip effect through here, and you can place this into layering for your scrapbooking. Okay, before we go any further, we're going to have our first draw tonight. I'm just going to come up and say hello to everyone. Hi, Lillian, how are you? Has everyone got their cup of tea tonight? I have. Okay. This tub of mine is getting fuller and fuller and fuller. Look at all the names in here. But don't forget, this is our last Stampin' Up month for our Stampin' Up year, because it ends at the end of September and starts our new year in, when? October. And then all these names, there's hundreds of names in there, are going to be tipped out, and we're going to start fresh again from the new Stampin' Up year. Okay, our winner tonight, Athena Walker. Congratulations, you're one of our gift winners tonight. A mystery gift is coming to you. I'm just going to have to put these somewhere that they don't get thrown out. Very easy to do that. Let me just share a couple of cards that we did this afternoon. So, whoop, I haven't got the centre stuck in this one. Okay. So you can sort of see we also used the designer series paper, the reverse side of the designer series paper, and we put the house in because this looked like a little muddy path, and then we popped the trees up here and we put the trees over here and the happy birthday here. Hi Susan, how are you? And then we did another one with trees as well. So this is trees, we still put the house in. Okay, and we just put from our house to yours. And you can sort of see that this is really lovely on this designer series paper too, okay? So you can sort of see that you can keep the embellishment that you put on there quite plain because the paper is overwhelming. Okay, so this is one done on the country wood. And I just cut out a decal circle and use the embossing folder. I hope you can see that in the snow. And then just put the welcome, use the stylish shapes here. And then also up here for the home. And just cut one point at the end off to make it straight. To line up these ones, I just push them across to the green out a bit and then cut them. And then inside, we just put a little bit on the inside and use the rectangle decal shape from our house to yours. And that's a really lovely little card. So that can be welcome to your new home. It can be anything really. It's really gorgeous. So let me just share another one. This is horizontal one. So once again, this paper has got you know, lots of little bits on it. You've got the birds on there which you want to use. And this is, you know, working out where you want to put your embellishments, which I call our little stamps embellishments at times because they're coming in to embellish the paper. Okay, so this one's, we just put that little house on there. Do a little bit of colouring with the Stampin' Up markers. And you can sort of see it still makes a beautiful card. Now, if you want to get really technical and join the technique class that I do once a month, this is one of the templates that we did last night. Now, I know people, we did 2 templates last night. This is absolutely gorgeous. Can you see the house in here and the tree? And then you got the house here too. And on this one, I just cut around the inside here. And then I cut more on the little chimney to make it look like snow. And just rolled the paper down here around the door to make it look like a little bit of snow as well. If you hold this card out right like this, you'll see that you're just cutting panels. Okay, but it's the fold that's a little bit tricky. So that's another one that looks beautiful in that paper. You know, it really does look lovely in that paper. Okay, I'm just going to move these out of the way for a minute because I don't want to mess it up. The other font, I'll just quickly grab, I don't know where I put it. Okay, that one. Okay, so also last night's fun fold class, Susan, one of my team members, she actually made me a really lovely congratulations for 18 years in Stampin' Up. And I really was taken with her card, so I asked her if she minded if I case it. And I cased and made it a bit different to Susan's. So once again, I'm using this paper. It's the reason I'm showing you. And then it opens all up like this. And you can put more on images on these 2 panels as well. But it's like a little book inside. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it pops up, which is really gorgeous. But you can sort of see that I've got the little birds popping out still on the card, you know, so I've brought the birds into the paper. So that's a really nice way of doing it, is bringing those things into the paper. Now, I also made this one, if you're a scrapbooker or a card maker and a scrapbooker, I actually did this one as a birthday card for one of my nieces. And when she was having her baby, pregnant and having her baby, she's just recently had it. And the photos, so you can use your photos for embellishments as well. Now these little photos I just do at Kmart. Okay, so it just gives you some ideas. So technique class, it does cost $20, but you get some great techniques. You get a couple of techniques or one, depends how long, because we do it step by step. And And then the ladies all share their cards too, because it's a mystery of what they're going to make, because it depends what stock they have in their stash at their house, and then they share their cards too. And then we put it on the technique class. Okay, so let's get to making a card tonight. Who wants to make a card? We're going to come back to using some of our paper that I've already cut out. So let's come down. We're going to do a couple more draws because it is gift giving night, which is exciting. I've just got to get this. I can see shadows everywhere tonight. I don't know whether to bring this closer or further away. Sorry guys, just got to try to get this camera. Okay, I think that's as good as it's going to get tonight. Okay, so let's just do a card and add something on the front of it. So let's say that you're going to use this paper and you think, I've been using this side a lot. Sorry, I'm just going to move my hand a bit because I've been using this side a lot. So how about I use this side, the reverse side? Sometimes that can be quite daunting. And then you think to yourself, oh my God, what am I going to put on that? Well, I have a little solution if you want to do a Christmas card, because this stamp set, it is just so gorgeous. And I was thinking that that moose would look so cute in there. Now, we could go with the owl tonight because I've cut the wrong size decal. So I'm going to go with the owl. But the moose or the owl or any of them would look beautiful in there. So let's go with that. I'll go with the owl because I should have gone one size bigger and I didn't. I thought, no, that's the right size. Okay, so we'll leave that there for a minute. We can work out what colour card we're going to do it on as well. I'm sort of thinking we got white, we got brown, we got mossy meadow. So we'll work that out in a minute. Okay, so when you're stamping out this, who likes using their memento for when they're going to colour in with blends or whatever? And who likes using their inks and a blender pen? You know, you can use a blender pen, not your blends, not your alcohol markers, but your actual blend pen. So I'm just going to grab my blend pen. Sorry, guys. Oh, where is it? It was sitting here. Here it is, sitting up the top. Okay, I didn't have to walk all over there. I've got it in a different spot. So let me share something with you. Say, for instance, we're going to do the owl. Let's go with, have I got early espresso on my table here? No, why not? I think I've got every colour but early espresso tonight. Okay. And this is because I don't plan. I don't plan what we're going to make. I do it as we're doing it. Oh. Okay, so let's get the early espresso out. Ink him up, and then come down here, stamp him out. Now he's really, really gorgeous, but why you ink this out and it's a water base, you can do two things. You can come in with your blend. These are your blends. Make sure that they've got liquid on them, so just tap your skin, you'll feel it. And you can come in and start blending. Now that is a water-based ink, so while you're blending, it's going to pick up the solution in the pen. It's going to pick up the ink pigmentation of a water blender and start spreading it Okay, so you can blend it through. Blend it through. Now, if you don't like colouring, this is what I call magic. Do you remember the colouring books where you used to have a magic pen when you were a kid? Oh, that's showing my age, I think. They probably still have it, I hope. And that's not showing my age. But they are, this reminds me of that. It's like having a little magic pen. You're blending in with it and it's spreading the colour for you. And I just love that. Now, if you can also add colour to it. So how do you clean this? Just grab a scrap. Where's a little scrap here? Here's a little scrap. Just wipe it backwards and forwards to clean your pen. Okay, now I'm going to come in with the cherry cobbler. Now I like to pick up a tiny little bit on my block, just a tiny little bit, because we're only going to need a tiny little bit. I'm not going to need more than that. Can you see that on there? It's a tiny little bit into the corner. It's very hard to see. But I'm just going to pick up a little bit of colour through here. And then I'm going to come in and do the hat. And you can blend it down darker and lighter. And you can see I haven't really gone into the ink much. I've only gone in, really loaded the pen up once and blended it in. If you want the bottom part a little bit darker down here, you can sort of come in and blend a little bit more. Who loves using their blends? These beautiful blend pens. Or have you got them and didn't know how to use them? Okay, so we can leave that. Just once again, come in and wipe it. Okay, it will stay in your pen, but it won't stay on there. Once it's all clear, pop the lid on. Now, your blends are important when you're storing them. Don't store them vertical like this. Store them horizontal like this. Because if you store them up like this end's going to dry out. It's like your Stampin' Up markers. You know, you don't want to store them like this. You don't want to stand them in a jar. I see a lot of people put them in a cup or a jar and it dries out this end and this end's wet but this end's dry, and then they go, oh, my pen doesn't work. Make sure that you've always got them horizontal, okay, so that the ink can flow through both ends. It needs to do that, and the same with your blend pen. Now let me just share with you how nice that blending is. And I only stamped it with the early espresso, and then I come through and use the blend. Now you can always come back and add a little bit of colour through there if you want to as well, but that is so cute and so easy to do. Okay, it's not daunting. So if you're just learning for the first time or you're not sure on colouring, a blend's a good thing. Now, a little secret about a blend: don't rub backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, because you don't colour like that. You're actually blending. So you're just touching it and blending and pushing the ink. If you go backwards and forwards, you're going to end up ripping your paper because you're just going to rub a hole into your paper. So you don't want to do that. You want to actually be very gentle and just touch the ink and blend it through, because that's what it's about, is blending. So we're going to use this side of the paper, and I don't know, I think that's the right way up. And this will look really, really cute on this paper because it sort of goes in really well like this on here. But would you add anything else on here? You know, what would you add on here? How about if you did a bit of a ripping effect behind it to give it a bit of a rip effect? But before we do that, let me just cut out a brown card, because I think it really needs to go on early espresso. Let me see, I've got an early espresso pack here somewhere. I have. It's here. Oh my God. Okay, this week I've got to sort these papers out that are in front of me. Okay, I want to use espresso. Here it is. Oh, out it comes. I've got that much paper piled up alongside of me because it saves me running backwards and forwards to the drawer every 5 minutes. So I'm looking at these. I've probably got one that's pretty well cut to what I want. So 14.5. Bring that down. And then turn it around to 10.5, which is really good. Score it. Don't forget to use your score blade, which is your light grey one in the Stampin' Up one, not the dark one, because that's your blade. Grab your bone folder. Now, it's really important, and I'll explain with your cardstocks, you've got ink on, not ink, you might have ink, but you also have oils on your fingers. So sometimes when you rub, you'll get a line. On our new paper that's coming out in the scrapbook paper, I can't wait until I get that, when you do a rip effect on it, it can mark. So be very careful when you're doing it, you know, with your hands. Just be careful. Okay, so let's do a bit of a rip effect on this. And we're going to just rip it out. Some people get a bit scared to rip their paper. Now, do we want to pop this straight on here? If we do, we need to look at the 3 sides to make sure that they're all about the same. And I love this. It's got little birds all the way through this. It's absolutely gorgeous. At first I thought they were tops of flowers, but when I actually had a really good look at it, I realised they're little birds. So bring this down. You can put a mat underneath it, but I'm keeping it a little bit more simple for you. Okay. When you rip it the way I ripped it, you get this little white line happening through here. So we're going to rip back on itself again, so we get that little white line happening as well. Okay, so this just gives it sort of not one whole plane. It just changes the pattern. Okay, so now you sort of got this little section here that sort of divides it all up a little bit. Okay, so let's put this one down. And we can bring this in, make sure that you sort of got it the same sort of border all the way around. Okay, so eyeball it. And then you've got your little guy here, and you think, now, do I need to add anything to him? And I sort of look at him and I think, well, we probably could add a little bit of brown around here, but now is that going to be daunting? You know, it can be hard putting a dark colour on something like this. But we're going to get the espresso and we're going to load our brush. We're going to start off on our glass mat. Okay, we're going to get that colour happening on the glass mat and coming into the edge as we go. Just turn it around as you go. Okay, just keep turning it around. Just keep it in the same spot, but just turn it with your fingers. Okay, and just keep turning it around. Then you can sort of start a little bit more down if you want to. Rub it into the glass mat so you start getting, just pick it up a little bit and come up into blending that. Now it's not so white and it's just not going to look like it's just stuck there. It's actually got a little bit more to it. So you sort of go, okay, that looks a little bit more appealing. Make sure you have a wipe or something to wipe that off the glass mat. Because I have put my things on it. Okay, so you can bring this up. So you can bring this in here, up high, down low. I'm sort of looking, there's a little bird there and a little bird there and a little bird there. So sort of look at your paper as well and see where you can line it up, because you've got the little birds here and little birds there. But you can also then work out where you're going to put your words. So we can go, we can use this one that's got Happy Holiday. Or we can use, this one is one of my favourites because this one's got Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas. So it's got straight fonts. This one's the greetings of the seasons. And then it's got a beautiful curvy font as well. So, you know, you might look at it and go, oh, I really like the curvy writing. It's sort of going to come in with that. Or maybe I just want the plain writing because that's too curvy on the paper. And you might just want something really plain. Now, this is where your thin strips... Okay, where did I put my thin strips? Away. Okay, I've got them. This is where your little thin strips come in really handy because they fit most of these. These are the little bits that you cut off the ends of your paper. Okay, so let's bring that one down there and do... who likes Merry Christmas or who likes... What do we got? Hello. Yeah, we got Merry or Happy. Do we want Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas? What do you think? Put it up in the comments. Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas? We've got Happy or Merry. What are you thinking? Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas? Oh, I'm just going to stick it up so I can read it. Susan, Merry. And Margaret, Merry Christmas. So you can sort of see the little owl in there. Merry Christmas. I think Merry Christmas is going to be the go. Can you see the little birds on this paper? When I first looked at this paper, I thought these little birds were the top of a flower, like a little bud thing, and then I realised they were little birds. It's okay. Let's come back down here, and we're going to use Merry Christmas. Then we're going to do another gift giving. Now, with your photopolymer ones, you can, I like to make sure that I put them down on the bench and pick them up because they can stretch, okay? And that can be quite hard. So we're going to go with the cherry cobbler just to bring in, complement the hat a little bit there. So we're going to come down here with Merry. And I'm going to clean that. I'm going to clean it. It's red. The red stains quick, so I like to try to get that off quick because it, if I leave it on there, it'll stain it. And then I'm going to sit the Christmas down here, just loosely, and pick that one up. Because you don't want them to stretch, okay? You can bend them around. That's the good thing about them. You can stretch them around. And we've got Merry. Probably about there. Okay, pretty good. Clean it. Clean it. And because you can actually see through it, you can sort of see that you get a pretty good indication of where it's got to go. So you can just sit it right up the top there, or you can add a bit of blending through on this as well. So you can come back with your brown, your early espresso, because you want to tone it into what you've been toning it into. Who likes doing the blending? Because blending does make the card pop a little bit. Okay, get this one. Just blend it around in a circle on your glass mat. Now, if you haven't got a glass mat, you can do it on your block. Okay, you can blend it on your block. Just because you want to get the colour blending through your blending brush, and then you can sort of come in. Once you've got it blending, you can come in and go very lightly around your paper. Now, you know, we can come right across the front. We can bring it into the center, which I think the center, what do you guys think? Well, I haven't got any of this stuck on yet. So do you reckon the Merry Christmas just in the center? And I think you could even get away with just keeping this one pretty straight. You don't even have to put a banner on it. I think it'd be quite good straight. Okay, I'm just going to bring it back up so I can read your comments. Center. Okay, thanks, Susan. Suzanne, thank you so much. Okay, to the left. Margaret, thank you. Centre, Nicole. Hello, Nicole. Lovely to see you on tonight. Okay, well, looks like we're going centre. Now, if you're happy cutting with your scissors and you think you can cut straight, just cut it across. But if you're not too sure, you can always put it on your paper trimmer. But if you do cut it, don't forget to come in and blend that end because you don't want it white. Okay, you want to come in and make sure that you blend that end too so that it matches in with this end up here. Okay, let's turn this around. Put my lid on my ink so I don't put my fingers in it. I think we might use dimensions and raise it up a little bit. Okay, my dimensions are right here. And then we're going to bring a little bit of bling onto it as well because I think it needs a little bit of highlighting. Now, even though I'm sharing a very simple type card with you tonight, please don't underestimate. Sometimes a plain card is just as beautiful as a really fancy card. So think about what you're going to do because if you have trouble doing, I'm trying to line these up between the birds, but I'm going to miss a bird, so that's okay. Try to think about what makes you feel comfortable when you're creating, okay? Because if you don't feel comfortable doing some of the fancy cards, you can still do beautiful cards, just keeping them a little bit simpler. And if you're new, you know, just start off and try. I know the papers can be overwhelming, but you don't have to use a whole sheet. And I think that's where people get a little bit lost, is they think they have to use the whole sheet. I'm going to put that there, down a fraction, and get those birds in. Okay, but I want something on there. I want to have something to make him look like he's just not sitting up in the air. I need a bit of ground on him. And sometimes I find a stamp set that's got a bit of ground or a little bit of something in it. Like this one here. I should have stamped it on before I stuck it on with dimensions, but that's okay. This one's got like a little bit of rough gravel, what I call rough gravel. It's also got like this little one. Okay, this one's quite sweet. This one's got like a little hill type thing. So that's quite sweet too. Let's use that. Now I haven't got my sticky on the back, and that can be a pain for some people because they like to see where they're actually stamping it, and some people are not quite sure how to put it on. So let me just quickly share that with you because it's not hard to do. Okay, so let's just grab our image. So I've just grabbed my image out here. You'll see the bit that comes apart like this. That's the sticky side. This bit's the cling side. So stick this onto your block. Pull this off. Okay. I'll have to use this. I cut my fingernails. You can use your scissors or you can use your pick tool. You just need to lift it up where that split is. Okay, put that out. Now, when you lift it up like that, you will see that you can see the image on this side. So you can just hold this over it, or if you're not too sure, you can put your stamp down on the table, flip your block around, and then come down and you can sort of see the shape of the stamp. You can see through the block, so you can just come down and pop it on. Okay, it's that sort of simply easy. I save these in the lid here until I'm demonstrating how to put them on, because I always figure if I put them all on straight away, when I go to demonstrate it, I've got to go and buy a new stamp set, which can be quite hard. So I'm not going to go early espresso, because early espresso can be quite dark, or I can do a stamp off with early espresso. So let's do that just so you can sort of see, which makes it very much lighter. Okay, so I'm coming down with the early espresso, and then I'm going to come down and I'm just going to stamp off a little bit. And you can see it wasn't really, really dark, but I don't want it really, really dark either. And I want it sort of like coming up around here. So you can sort of see I've got like a little bit of ground happening in there now, and it's not too dark. It doesn't take it away. It's not like dead heavy on there, because you don't want it dead heavy, because everything else is light. Excuse me, talking too much. Okay, and then in the inside you're just going to put a white. So you can put a big white, or you can put a bit of a smaller white, and I'm just going to go with a smaller white because I've got the smaller designer series paper on the front, so I'm just going to go with the smaller white on the inside. So it just means I've got a bigger border around it, but it matches the front. Now all we need to do is put in some gems. So you can grab your pick tool. If you haven't got a pick tool, you can grab your scissors, and you can just come through and add some gems, rhinestones, the coloured ones, whichever ones you want. It actually stuck on there, so I'm stuck on my finger now. Not used to using my scissors, but you can use your scissors. You can even put one in the centre there. So I've got 3 on there. Either go 3 or 5, make it odd, because odd numbers are more eye-pleasing, would you believe it or not. And then I'm just going to put one more. That makes it. And we can just bring that little gem just down over here. I've got 5 on there. Let's come back up because we're going to have another draw. Oh, that's a bit high. Hi, Lillian. So as you can see, by bringing in a stamp set, that you can sort of see that's going to go in with that colouring. Okay, so if you're going to put something on that's going to be bright blues or purples or yellows, you're going to colour that in. I probably wouldn't go with that, you know. I'd find something that's an image that's going to complement your background. So doing the owl has complemented the background flowers. Okay, let's do another draw. And God, there's so many in here. And they all want to come out with me tonight. They all want to come off sticky. Oh, Jeanette Watts. Jeanette, are you on here tonight, Jeanette? I thought I saw a Jeanette pop through earlier. So anyhow, you have won a mystery gift as well. And I'm just going to do another one because, oh, Glenda, hello. Do another one. Oh, look, all of them, they all want to come out And this one is Samantha Day. Congratulations, Sam. Congratulations to our 3 winners tonight. I will put them up. I hope you all enjoyed having a bonus class this afternoon. Wasn't that funny? Not really. Did anyone wonder why I was on this afternoon? I just thought I'd give you a bonus class. Not really. I really thought today was Friday. I'm getting excited because we've got our team recognition day, and I'm thinking that's going to be tomorrow. Oh, God. Okay. Just cleaning off my mat. It's good to clean your mat after you've used it for sponging. Make sure that you give it a good clean so you don't put white cardstock down and pick up brown. So tell me in the comments, did you learn something tonight? What was the best value you got tonight? Tell me what was the gold nugget that sat with you tonight. Tell me in the comments. I might even give someone a prize. Who knows? You know what I'm like. I love giving prizes away. Okay. I'm going to think about it. What was your one gold nugget that you really loved tonight? Out of all the cards I shared with you and showed you and talked to you about paper, what was your... You love learning how to cut, cutting? You missed some? That's all right, Susan. You can go back and watch replays later, love. It's not a problem. It's interesting on learning how to cut the paper. It is daunting. If you do have any questions, I haven't forgotten yours, Susan. It's just that I've got a list like this, just going through them. If you do have a question, send it through to me because I'll just add it to the list, and when it comes your turn, it will come your turn. That's okay, Glenda. Watch the replay. Everyone can watch the replay because guess what? I'm going to do the draw tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So you've got all day, and anyone that's watching the replay tonight has got tonight too, to tell me, honestly, what was your gold nugget that you took away from tonight? The reason I ask this is so that I get an understanding of what you girls love to see. The questions that have been coming in have been amazing. I just love that people, you know, because I've been doing it for so long, I've been doing paper craft for over 45 years. So it's very familiar to me. See how to cut up cardstock to get more cards. That's, I didn't realise, like, because I do it all the time, they're things that I sort of don't I do automatically in my sleep. But it's really lovely to see the questions coming in because then I can actually answer. Yes, and bringing it into the inside as well as the outside. Look, there's so many different ways that you can do things. So keep your questions coming in because it's important because by asking your questions, and no question's a silly question, believe me, by asking your questions, I won't mention who you are because I know I have got some people that don't like their name mentioned on Facebook. And look, I'm fine with that. I'm not going to mention your name. The blender, I like that, Lillian, because, yeah, a lot of people don't know how to use the blender, but they don't know how to store it either, and storing it is one of the most important things, the same as your Stampin' Up markers. If you don't store them correctly, horizontally like this, they're going to dry out if you stand them in a cup like this. And I've seen so many people put it in a cup on the table like this, and then they go, oh, this doesn't work. And yeah, that's really frustrating and really, really hard. So learning how to use your tools properly. Yeah, so if you've got something that you really want to know, text me. you know, or message me. You can put it in the comments if you want to, but I know some people don't like doing that. So look, I'm happy to get messages. I'm happy to get texts. Most people have got my phone number. It's on the top of my page, so you can always contact me. Send me your questions, because that is an important thing. Okay, now anyone that might not have received one of my catalogues that was meant to receive it, please let me know, so that I've got another batch in so that I can post out. But I will take a look on Friday with Kaz and see if I have missed anyone. Kaz has been getting writer's cramp, I think, from doing thank you cards and posting things out for me. And don't forget, I'm going to be putting in the order for our Sam. Congratulations, you won a mystery gift tonight. Yeah, so, and don't forget, we've got our catalogue launch party. It's $150. It's coming up at the end of the month. I'm going to be placing the orders. You'll get $150 worth of product sent to you. I'll order it for you so you don't have to pay for the postage. You just got to, I'll put the products in for you. It'll get sent to you, and then you'll join a private group with me. The class is actually free. Okay, the class is actually free. I'm not charging you for the class. I'm just charging you for the products. So, and then I'm going to teach you how to make 18 beautiful cards using the products that come. You still got time. I haven't put the orders in just yet. Oh, Glenda, thank you. I'm so glad you got your package today. That is so good. And I love this interaction at the end where I get to talk to you. Question and answers, answers and questions. I love this. I love to be able to chat. I'm so glad you got your packages. Most girls should have their packages by now. Lillian, I think yours is. Lillian, have you got yours? Did it come in today too? I think they'll all be pretty close. Kaz spent probably, I think, 2.5 hours sitting at the post office, ringing everyone, getting bank details, so that she could send everything off. You made a card from last night, Sam. Oh, and Lillian, yes, yours has come in. Oh, it'll be interesting to see that, Sam. You must have really loved that card last night. Yeah, so Fun Fold card is once a month. It's $20. And most of the time, it's just getting lots of great ideas, tips and ideas. Kaz is a real trooper. Yes, she is. I couldn't ask for a better worker. Kaz is there. And then another 3 days to post them off, laugh out loud. Yeah, well, I can imagine that too, yeah. Yeah, it did take a little bit of time to get them all sent out. But look, we had so much fun, didn't we, Kaz? It was so much fun. I wish I could bring her online to talk to you too, because we had a lot of fun doing it. And don't forget what your gold nugget is for tonight. Write it in, and some lucky person's going to win something at 2 o'clock tomorrow, a mystery gift in the mail. Your name will get drawn out. I'll write down everyone. I won't put it into this bag because it's got too many names in it. I'll put it into my empty little container here, and I'll just draw the names to the people that put it in or watch the replay. Or watch the replay too tonight or in the morning. You've got until 2 o'clock tomorrow. Sorry, I've got a tickle in the throat. Well, I hope you liked our little cards today that we did. God bless you all, and I will see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Today's only Thursday. Wow. I've thought people must think she's really crazy. Sometimes I think I am, but it's the baby brain. It's the chronic fatigue that you get with the chemo and things like that. You think it's gone, and then all of a sudden it hits you like that. But that's okay. God bless you all. Thank you for joining me tonight. Love you all. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.